You talked about your town. I'm assuming you're talking about Beasley here. So tell us, um, born and raised in that area?
I was born and raised in that area until it was time to head out to college. And you bring it up, and after we just talked about the video, uh, we actually shot the video for Never Seen in Beasley at that gas station that the song idea came from, and it
Nice.
was the last place that I went to, and we ended up getting full permission and spent the day in the gas station. But
I mean,
yeah,
it'd be a better
I'm
story if you didn't have permission, though, John. Come on.
hey man, if you spend 9 hours in a gas station and don't have permission, I want to meet you because it was crazy. It
Yeah,
was and all while the gas station was still open and operating, mind you. You have to
yeah.
remember that. So we shot a music video in one day at an operating gas station.
In
We,
the middle of
I'm
nowhere,
I'm
essentially.
surprised. I'm surprised that there wasn't more commotion because it was the craziest thing that has happened in Beasley, Texas, since I can remember. Because people were showing up to the gas station just to poke their head in and then head
Hmm.
out. But I actually just moved back out to the country. I'm about 35, 40 minutes up the road from Beasley,
Wow.
which I never thought I'd end up back in the same area. But man, uh, yeah, after leaving and traveling the country and experiencing so many cool things and getting to see how people lived and where they lived and how it was everywhere else, I think I just wanted to come back home and get a little piece of home and have a little bit of peace while I'm here.
Yeah, your soul loves what it loves, man, and sometimes you just have to give it what it wants. You know what I mean? And I
Can't
mean,
fight it.
that's right. That's why, just being a creative person, whether it's an artist or a songwriter or whatever form of creation looks like for you, you can never stifle that for long because your soul wants that, it needs it. So
Yeah.
if you don't feed that, then your soul is going to make you miserable very quickly.
Yeah. Oh,
um,
you. Yeah. It'll let you know.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, and that may be a big impetus for why you decided to come back. I mean, usually your soul will drive you where you're supposed to go. And I mean, let's talk about your earliest memories, not necessarily of life, but of music, because you're a full time musician at this point, I believe, right? So. What did that look like for you as a youngster? Your very first musical memory that you can kind of look back and kind of put a marker on.
Uh, very first musical memory. I was on my way home from church with my mother, and she had put on some. I don't remember the song. I don't remember anything else about the drive, except for we were just singing. We lived a good ways away from where we actually attended church. My mother was a praise and worship leader, and we were always around music. I was the last one of four kids to pick up a musical instrument, and man, that drive home, the biggest stamp on my memory was we were singing. I was singing. My mom turned down the radio and said, "You can sing," and I was young, and from there, I didn't really. I sang in church. Like I said, mom played piano. She was praise and worship leader. My brother played guitar and sang and wrote songs. My older sister sang like a bird. My younger sister sang, played harp. I was outside playing in the dirt and messing with cows and horses and raising chickens and whatnot. And when I started playing, it was just kind of it, it felt right.
So it's just
So
an
I just
early cultivation, really. You have all this music around you, so I mean, you don't really have much choice, um, but to kind of parlay that into your own passion as well, right?
absolutely that and when we would go places, my dad would tell my brother, "Go get your guitar and you're going to play him a couple songs," and then he'd turn to me and he'd say, "Show him some pictures of your cows." And I would. It finally got under my skin, and I'd tell people jokingly I got into music uh, out of strictly jealousy
Hmm.
because I was the one kid in the family that was just Oh, here's look at my cows.
Look at my
Look
cow.
look at my cow. I was the kid at the fair. That's what I did. That's what I grew up doing, and I put it in a song. Sold my cows, traded in my cows for a truck, and it's not just a song.
Mhm.
Uh, Dad sold the ranch, called me and told me, "Hey, you got to get rid of your cows and your horses." I had 6 horses, and I had grown a herd of cattle since I had been in junior high to high school, and sold the ranch. Had to get rid of it, so I was already sorry.
It's all
Pardon the
good.
rooster. Uh, I was already playing music. I was a couch player, and finally, man, it just came time. It came time, and I was given a choice to either keep working at the job that I was working, or I could quit and start playing music. And
Yeah.
so that's
And so, I mean, looking back at your catalog of all of your songs, and I've listened to a lot of them over the last couple of weeks since I knew this was going to happen, you can definitely feel that you have lived the country life. And so, like, that shines through in your music. I definitely want to talk about that later when we talk about your songwriting process, because I think that's going to be a really interesting side to you. But before we do that, you mentioned that you did grow up on a ranch. Then you kind of went to junior college, I believe, in the College Station area. Moved up to college in Houston. Is music kind of being put onto a shelf while you're going through your education at this point, or are you still kind of dabbling in it here and there?
I dabbled all the way through it. Like I said, I was a couch player, so whether it was the roommates having parties or friends over, most of the time a guitar got pulled out on my tab.
Mm-hmm.
They, hey, go play a couple songs for us, which was a cultivating. It's been a cultivating experience since growing up in church with praise and worship, and it honestly it doesn't stop. The cultivation is continuing,
Mm-hmm.
um, even now. The people I'm hanging out with, the people I'm writing with. But I did play my first round in College Station, and I got tricked into doing that by a friend. He said, "Hey, I'll go put your name on the list. I'll buy the beers the rest of the night if you get up there." And I said, "I don't have a guitar." I was finding every excuse not to do it. And he said, "Well, while you were changing earlier at your house, I went and put your guitar in the back seat of my truck. So you don't have any excuses."
Yep.
And they've been trying to push me, the people around me, which I'm thankful for. Uh, I don't know where some of them are now, but if they wouldn't have done some of the things that they did to trick me into playing like that,
Well, it
videoing
seems to
me,
me like the guy who tricked you with the guitar should probably get at least 5% credit on all of your songwriters, all your songs, right? At least 5%.
hey, we'll see. We've got to bring in a little bit more at this point.
John's like, stop giving ideas,
No,
Boston. Yeah,
I don't want anybody hitting me up for 5%.
yeah.
5% of nothing's still nothing.
It's still nothing. That's right. So, was education going for your education? Because you go to junior college, you transfer to a big college, big university. Was education your idea, or was it kind of passed down from your parents?
Not so much passed down from my parents, not my biological parents. I had a lot of parents growing up.
Yeah.
I've slept on a lot of friends' couches. I was at other people's houses and running around constantly. Um, it was an idea from my parents, and my dad wanted me to go, try to get an education, and so I did. I moved up to College Station, went to junior college for a good while, paid my way through that, and then finally got into a university, and all the while dabbling in music and writing and everything that comes along with it, and slowly but surely going out and playing gigs, and even by myself. Didn't have a band at that point, and so it was like, okay, yeah, yeah. And when I got to the university, I was in my PR class. My public relations professor came up to me after 2 semesters, and she said, "Hey, is this legit? Is this real?" And I had been doing, oh, I didn't know that was a function.
Well, it is now.
She, I've just got to hold my hands up. But she said, "Is this real?" And it was PR and posters and marketing stuff for myself and my music. And when I told her, "Yeah, I'm trying. I think I'm going to try to start playing some music," and she said, "Go."
Hmm.
And if you come back here, I'll still be teaching this class. But you should go and give it a shot. Try. You have to try. It's not going to be fast. Might be. You never know. Um, and her and that entire class showed up to what would be my first release party ever. And man, I'll never forget that. They lined the balcony,
So
and I
that's
didn't. I didn't sign back up, and nobody asked me, including my non-biological mother, who was really pushing for me to go to school. And I just started playing, and I really hadn't slowed down until here recently, just because 7 years is a long time for anybody to.
yeah, absolutely. And you've been busy, busy, busy.